Hi guys, good morning. This is Lily here at Aspiring NP, and I had run a poll lately and I got a lot of awesome feedback. Thank you guys so much for participating. And one of the feedbacks and one of the things that you were all very interested in knowing are some pitfalls to avoid on your first year working as a nurse practitioner. So I'm here to talk today about 4 to 5 different pitfalls that you want to avoid when you are working as a nurse practitioner. One of these pitfalls are don't try to do it all on your own. Is sometimes very tempting to try to do it all on your own and to figure out that, well, you know, they hired me, I'm supposed to know what I'm doing. Don't do that. Sometimes it's better and easier to go to a trusted colleague or, you know, somebody that works there or that's been working longer than you are, and ask them the questions that may be going through your mind, or ask them how they would handle a difficult case. It's really nothing wrong with asking for people's opinions, just to make sure that everybody in that office agrees with the way that you want to manage a patient's illness or referrals. Perhaps they even have new ideas, things you hadn't thought about, and that will actually save you time on the long run, and you'll learn from them and foster camaraderie. So don't try to do it all on your own is one of the pitfalls you try to avoid in your first year as an NP. Another pitfall that you want to avoid is to don't leave your door open, not to leave your door open during your lunch break. I think when you are working inside an office and you are pretty much rubbing shoulder to shoulder with people for 8 to 12 hours of your day, you know, you end up losing a lot of your privacy, which is okay because you're working in an office and you really don't need much, but your lunchtime is something that you try to claim that back, and you put some boundaries too, because you as a provider need to take care of yourself, and closing the door of whatever office you're on. If you don't have an office, you can go to a patient's room and close the door there, or you can go to your car, just step out and take your lunch break in your car. But the point is that you try to disconnect during your lunch break. You try to do something that gives your mind peace, or gives your mind a break from the hectic and the revolving door that sometimes primary care can be like. So try to close your door or go to a private place during your lunch break and just take a breather. It's okay. You know, your labs can wait, your notes can wait, but a break really it's not something that you want to wait. You know, so that's something that I definitely learned from one of my preceptors. She would take her 1 hour lunch outside of the clinic, and even though she would stay there after hours, it made all her difference, and it gave her a tremendous quality of life. So number 3 of the pitfalls you want to avoid as a working new NP is to don't take yourself too seriously. Accept the fact that you're gonna deal with imposter syndrome. Everybody does that. Everybody deals with it and goes through it. It's just part of the learning process and part of learning something new and being new at something. So it's gonna take a little bit to know the ropes, but that's okay, you know. And you don't have to give yourself a hard time for not coming up with things as fast as you would like to, because it'll happen eventually. Remember that when you're stepping into a new role, you already have all the knowledge that you need, but you just kind of have to bring it together with a routine. The routine part is the part that you are missing when you usually start working as a new nurse practitioner. So give yourself some time and some mercy, and it's okay. You will get through it, and it's gonna probably take about 6 months to a year before you feel 100% comfortable on your role and own the authority that you are giving as an NP. So that is another one. All right, and lastly, the 4th pitfall that you would like to avoid as a new nurse practitioner is to try not to succumb to the pressure of seeing more patients per day, and not to do this too early. A lot of times when you're a new nurse practitioner, you negotiate for however many patients you are willing to see per hour, whether they're two, at the beginning they might give you half an hour per patient, and then they will hopefully ease you into 3 patients per hour. Some of the practices, if they're all acute, they want you to see 2 to 4 patients per hour. But sometimes you're feeling pretty confident and things are going well, and you're like, you know what, I feel like I should be able to handle 3 patients per hour. Don't do it. You're gonna end up regretting this. And I say this because it's very easy for you to get 3 patients per hour, let's say. So like scaling it up, you have no friction. Everybody will let you do it gladly, right? But at the time, if you become overwhelmed and you need to take a break and scale it back down, then that's the time that you may have to go through some hoops, talk to some administrators, because people have become used to the expectations of the new role. So whenever you can, if you're really eager to see more patients, to get more busy, and to meet a higher quota per day, then don't do it on every hour. Let's say you take 2 to 3 patients in 1 hour. You take an hour where you take only 2 patients. Then maybe the next hour you do 3 patients again. Anyway, and then ease yourself through several weeks. Make sure that you can handle the pace and that you're not feeling overwhelmed, because there's something worse than feeling really overwhelmed. So that is my 4th tip on pitfall of what not to do when you are first beginning as a nurse practitioner.